Alright, so as you may or may not have seen, the Tour of Britain route was announced last night at 8 PM, and I'm really excited for this one. "14 teams have already been confirmed for the race so far, and the 14 teams obviously contain World Tour teams, Pro Continental teams, and one national team so far, that's Great Britain. The rest of the field is still yet to be decided, so the other few teams are yet to be decided, because we're still battling it out in the UK on the UK racing scene. But you know, so far the race looks pretty exciting, and I know there's some controversy. You know, people want to see it go to Scotland, people want to see it like going to Northern Ireland and things like that. My personal experience, like, I've never done the Tour of Britain, but logistically I know it's a bit of a nightmare anyway, just because you know, you're trying to serve so many people. Going to Northern Ireland would be a logistical nightmare, just for such a short race. And you know, it always has that iconic finish in London, and this year it starts less than 10 miles away from my house. So you know, you guys, you always see me do the Pembury time trials, which is like literally a 20-minute bike ride away. That's where we're starting. So we're not starting where we start our time trials, but we're starting in Pembury Country Park, which is a great national park. It's right on the coast, right on the beach. You can camp there. It's like massive acres of woodland and stuff. There's a great mountain bike race, the Battle on the Beach. If you've ever heard of that kind of mountain bike / off-road race, that takes place there every year. It's really good atmosphere there, so it's a great place to start in my opinion. And a lot of the roads, I know that first stage obviously finishes in Newport. I don't really know that section, but in terms of like the first KOM and the sprint in Carmarthen, well, the first KOM is on Bethlehem Hill, which is all kind of narrow, twisty lanes, not dangerous at all. And then the rest of it, like on the A40, is pretty boring, to be honest. You wouldn't come out and watch it there, to be fair. You'd see it in like Newport, Usk, and also early on, but I can't see how many people are going to come down as far as like Llanelli to see this race, because it's right at the end of the M4 corridor, but we'll see. So they're saying it's a 1140 kilometre route, obviously taking 8 days, but that's including one team time trial. Now, of course, the team time trial is a difficult one. Like we kind of had an inkling that there was going to be a team time trial in the Tour of Britain, and there was a lot of talk about whether or not it would ruin the race. I say that because, you know, as you can imagine, cycling is run on a budget, and obviously the World Tour teams have a lot more money than, say, you know, Pro Continental teams and then Continental teams. So, you know, in terms of equipment, you know, the World Tour teams have, well, the best equipment available. Now, obviously that trickles down, so when you do stuff like a time trial in a stage race of this magnitude, you really are at a disadvantage when you ride for a Continental team, regardless of your ability, your power, things like that. Especially in a team time trial, where, you know, a lot of these World Tour teams, you know, they ride team time trials a lot. They do a lot of training camps where they practice team time trial drills. You know, things like that. They're really good at it and super quick. For us, it's a little bit of a minimise your losses type of day. Starts in Cockermouth and finishes at the top of Winlatter Pass. I think I'm saying that right. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that finishing on a climb as well is also gonna like cause a few problems. The next day then also finishes on top of the same pass, the same climb, but obviously it's a bigger loop starting in Barrow Furnace and taking in a lot of climbing. So I'm guessing that's the GC day on stage 6, the Friday. there's a fair bit of travelling, because obviously the race starts in South Wales and then makes its way down to like the south of England, southwest of England, and then kind of makes its way back up central England, and then kind of, you know, Cumbria area, which is northwest England again. So it's kind of like doing this type of almost like a half moon shape, but then it's coming back down to finish in London again for that grand finale. So I kind of like the look of it. I mean, regardless if I ride the race, I mean, obviously I'd love to ride, but it's not down to me. Well, it's down to me to obviously like put my best foot forward. But in terms of team selection, you know, that won't be done for a while. So, you know, don't go asking down in the questions how you riding Torbjorn, because you know, I have no idea. But in terms of the route, like, I'm really excited regardless, because of the first stage is so close to home, and you know, I can go and watch it even if I'm not racing. But you know, I think looking at it, it'll produce some good racing, at least better than last year. I know a lot of people struggle to watch last year's just because it was so flat and so kind of sprinter friendly, and I guess that there was no aggressive racing the majority of the time. But this course looks pretty good, pretty decent. It'll be nice for the riders, if you get what I mean. So the riders who are necessarily just sitting on the back, or just, you know, getting around or having a nice day, it will actually be nice scenery from what I've experienced from riding on a lot of these roads. It will be a nice race. So let me know down in the comment section if any of the stages pass your house or go on your training roads or anything like that, because that would be really cool. Just like, you know, mine on stage 1. It's such a buzz when things like that happen. So yeah, let me know in the comment section. And yeah, I'm still not packed for Canada yet. Time's getting on. I better go and do that soon. Catch you in a bit.